Okay, let us start the seminars right now. Now, I will let you know what would be the focus of the day. So take out your notes, and then actually the notes is two sets of the model paper, because in the notes here you will notice there will be started off with the kertas dua, it's a model paper lah, and then there will be another one is like kertas satu. So basically in total there's two sets. That over here, this page which is a page 2, right? So for your page 2, it's the syllabus plannings of 2025. If you notice, basically we are almost we still left with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts only up until here lah. And also for this one, right, because for BM, it is not like your math science, the ones that have syllabus that link to the previous chapter part by part. So for BM, we will follow something called tema. So for the tema here, okay, this would be the names, the chapter names in your textbook. And then this one would be the tema that is being categorized by the government. So basically, your teachers will come out the essay questions. It's based on this tema. Okay, so they will come out the essay questions based on this tema, yeah. And then over here, this will be the format. Okay, so in BMs, right, especially when you come to the upper form, in the secondary school, so Form 1 and Form 2 and Form 3, they are sharing the same format. So you will be getting two paper 1 and also paper 2. Okay, but before that, let me tell you, our focus of the day here, it will be the first thing first. I will go through the formats with you. The formats in terms of the full format, kertas satu, kertas dua. And I understand that some of you, the first exam, which is the midterm exams that next month, in the coming months, it will be only come out for one papers for BM, because since this is your very first exam paper in your secondary school, so a lot of the school, the teachers, they will only come out one paper for BM, but actually BM got two paper. What is the difference if you are being tested with one or two paper? If they come out full format, so later you will go through the full format. But what if your school teachers only mentions that it's only one paper will be tested? It means that you will not have the long essay. Okay, there is no long essay. So for this one, I will go through the formats with you. At least you will have some ideas about what will be the complete format. The other one, it will be the karangan pendek. Because no matters right now, you are having one paper or two papers for your midterm exam BM, you will be getting this karangan pendek. So no matter it's the full paper or just one paper. So for this one, karangan pendek, we will split into two parts, which is the type A and type B question, because you will be getting a different questions for that. So we have the type A and also the type B question. Okay. Now, and then the other thing is, I will also focus on novel. But the novel is just purely on the answering technique, in which how you should present your novel answer in exam. Because a lot of students, they don't know how they should answer it. So they will miss out the very important sentence. If you never include that sentence in the beginnings of your novel answer, then your teachers will just direct mark you wrong and 10 marks gone. So I will let you know what is the sentence that you must include in every time when you do the novel. Okay, so novel is not go through with you the story, but it's go through with you the answering techniques and what you should put it whenever you are doing presenting your answer in exam. And then the last part that I wanted to focus on, it will be the ringkasan. Ringkasan is also on the technique part and also the templates to show you how you should present the correct one in exam. Because of karangan pendek, the 10 marks question, and also ringkasan, the 15 marks question, for sure it will come out in your coming exam, no matter you are getting just one paper or the full format. Then novel 10 marks, basically quite a lot of my school students my students told me that it's coming out lah, but I will also let you know the answering technique. Okay, so this will be the focus of the day, especially these two. All right, now first of all, let me go through the format with you first. Now for the first format here, remember that the BMR in your Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3, you are sharing the same format. Okay, you are sharing the same format. So it will be 100 marks for these two papers when you add up together. So the very first thing here it will be Kertas satu is purely on the grammar part, and then it will split into three parts. So that three parts you will have bahagian A, bahagian B, and also bahagian C. So bahagian A is purely the objective questions. This one is like the multiple choice question. So for this part, not necessary to be 20 marks because it depends on how many questions the teachers come out. It might be 15, it might be 20. So depend on the teacher adjustments on the question. Then bahagian B, this one would be objective pelbagai bentuk. It's referring to the subjective question. So for the subjective questions if you attend our previous class, which is the week 3, April week 3 classes what we did, the kesalahan ejaan, kesalahan bahasa is the subjective under this system bahasa. So just for your information, in this system bahasa, you will be tested on the kesalahan or the grammar mistake or the spelling error. So you will be tested on the kesalahan ejaan, kesalahan bahasa, and also the syntaxis question. And what it means by the syntaxis? So syntaxis is under the struktur ayat. Still remember that your pola ayat, your subject predicates, ayat tunggal majmuk, active, passive. So everything here, like the pola ayat, and then the subject predicates, and then you will have the active passive sentence, and also you will have the tunggal majmuk. This is just an example for you but of course there is still a lot more lah. The songsang biasa, okay, there's still a lot more. So this will be the syntaxis, and also you might be getting peribahasa as well, the idioms. So this will be exactly like what we did in our previous class, okay, which is April week 3. Then the next one is the pemahaman. This one is the comprehensions and also novel. So comprehensions normally it will be 10 marks and novel it will also be 10 marks. Then it's your bahagian C, the subjective. As for the subjective here, Form 1, your teachers will just focus on the ringkasan lah by right. Okay, so the teachers will focus on the ringkasans in your Form 1. So ringkasans novel, I will tell you about the answering technique. So I just put a mark down here for the novel and also the ringkasan. Okay, then it will come to the paper 2. So for the paper 2, in total, there is 40 marks and also split into 2 parts. Bahagian A is the short essay. So the short essay, this is where I wanted to put my focus today because you will be getting 2 different types of the karangan pendek question. I will conclude under the type A and also the type B. And also, no matter you are getting 1 or 2 papers for this round exam, for sure the karangan pendek will come up, okay? So make sure you know how to do for the karangan pendek, yeah? And then the other one is a long essay. So for the long essay, right, now, there will be given you 3 questions, but not ask you to complete all 3. You will just need to complete 1, that's it. So when you need to complete 1, always remember, after you have choose the questions then only you start brainstorming your point. And then, how many words you will need to write? First of all, for the short essay, it will be between 50 to 80. As for the long essay, the questions requirements will just ask you to write not less than 180, which means you will need to write 180 and above. More than 180 is its requirement. But, okay, why there is a but? Okay. Even though the mentions you will need to write more than 180 because not less than 180 but always remember, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, they are still keep on repeating the same statement by telling you to write not less than 180. Tidak kurang daripada 180 pada perkataan. But when it's become Form 4 and Form 5, when you become Form 4, it suddenly jumped to another stage because it's mentioned you will need to write a long essay with a minimum of 350 to 500. Yes, 350 to 500. So let's go to tingkatan 4 and tingkatan 5, where these are the 2 years that you will need to prep for your SPM. The karangan umum, which is a long essay, with minimum 350 and a maximum of 500. So by the end of Form 3, if you're unable to write up until 300 to 350, you will be very suffer in your Form 4 and Form 5. And remember the syllabus planning and also your study plannings for BM. BM is not the things that you are able to be last minute because it's a language. So I need you in your Form 1 to write within 200 to 250. Please don't just stop after 180, like 190, then 200. No, I need you to improve a bit and then by the end of the year to write up until 250. Form 2, we will add another 50, so it's 250 to 500, 250 to 300, sorry. And then Form 3, another 50, 300 to 350. So that when you become Form 4, you will not be that suffer anymore because you are well prepared. So if you are just keep on remaining as 200, 210 until Form 3, because even though in Form 3, you will still be getting the same statements for the other 100 instruction, not less than 180, that's it. So if you are writing about like 210 and 220, how are you supposed to write at least 350 with a quality writings in your Form 4? So I will need you to follow this step. Form 1 until 250 by the end of the year with the quality writing. So every year we top up another 50. Okay, so please remember the long essay in your Form 1 is 200 to 250 and also the short essay is stated 50 to 80. No additional words. Reason. Actually, any additional 5 words, your teachers will deduct 1 marks, but this is a practice and a norm by the teacher because it's never mentioned in the schema. So the norm is that any additional 5 words, then the teachers will deduct 1 marks of your essay. Okay. So far, this will be the format. Any things that you would like to clarify regarding the format? If you don't have, then we will look into the karangan pendek already. Okay. Cannot, no problem. If you got no problems, no issues, then we shall look into the karangan pendek. Okay. Shall we? All right, then let's move on to the next one. Now, there is some format attached in this note because this is the formats that related to the karangan's umum question. So the formats here, we have syarahans, we have laporans, we have surat rasmi, and also rencana. So you may refer to the format if needed. Then I will need you to flip to your page 10, muka surat 10. Okay, by looking at the page 10 here, so first of all, now, I need you to stay in your page 10 with your notes, but right now I wanted to show you another type of questions. Now, in your page 10, that one, we will call it as type A. This one, in the screen here, this one, I will call it as type B. Later on, I will explain, then you will know the difference. So in the karangan pendek, you will be getting these 2 questions, either the type A or the type B question. We start off with the type A question first because the type B one is very easy. Okay, by looking at type A questions here, so first of all, now that only mentions you will need to write a short essay within 50 to 80 words. So right now, let us analyze the questions a bit. Faktor-faktor golongan muda kurang berminat untuk menceburi bidang pertanian. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, referring to the factors, which is the reason. Faktor-faktor, re Golongan muda relate to the teenage, remaja. Kurang berminat. Kurang, it means that lack of interest like that. In order to get yourself involved in the agriculture. Bidang pertanian, it means the agriculture sector. Okay, so from here, we know that this, we will need to write some things related to the agriculture one up. So let's look at the first one. Obsess untuk mengejar kerjaya yang berstatus tinggi. So obsess, it means like obsessions like that. Too over, terlalu, keterlaluan. Mengejar, it means to chase. So it's like too over to chase after the career that have high status. Kurang mendapat galakan daripada ibu bapa, lack of encouragements from parents. Sektor pertanian hanya sesuai untuk golongan warga tua. Warga tua, it means the senior citizen. Sektor pertanian memerlukan modal yang besar dan tanah yang luas. So modal, it means that the money, the model. It will need huge models and also a very wide and also free land. Very spacious land. Okay, so from here, now we have come out with the meaning here in which they are asking about, no, they're mentioning about the factor. The factor, why is it the agriculture, the bidang pertanians right now, the lack of interest from the teenager, the golongan muda. So over here we mentioned it's because like the teenagers right now, they are too over and too obsessed with chasing the high status job that what would be the high status job in the society? Let's say doctor, let's say engineer. So if it's doctor, it's like the perubatan, isn't it? So let's say or the engineer. Kurang mendapat galakan dari ibu bapa. Then why is it parents do not encourage the kids, okay, the encouragements do not encourage their children to go and participate themselves in the sector pertanian? Because the parents might also feel that this kind of job, they do not really own a high status, so maybe they couldn't make money. So the reasons, it will be the same thing here. And sektor pertanian hanya sesuai untuk golongan warga tua. Why is it people will have this kind of perspective and also assumption? It might be because of, for all the sector pertanian, it happens outskirts, luar bandar, because in the city itself, we do not have the spacious land for them to carry out the activities, isn't it? So this one, they have the wrong assumptions that it's only for the old people, which is a senior citizen. So because of, it's always all the tugas or maybe like the activity pertanian, it's always happened di luar bandar. So luar bandar, which is kampung. Kawasan kampung dan sektor pertanian memerlukan, so it will needs money and also the land lah. Okay, so basically, when they needs money and the land, then the teenage will feel like they do not have the ability to start up the business because they got no money or maybe they got no land. So they will just give up and then shift to another interest already. So even though they're interested, but they might feel that it will be a lot of challenge because they got not enough money to start up the business. Business here, which is like to melibatkan diri dalam sektor pertanian to start farming and everything. Tidak berupaya, it means do not have the ability. They couldn't do it. Okay. So, whenever we are doing the short essay, right, always remember how many paragraphs you will need to write. It will be like 1, 3, or 5. Why is it 1, 3, or 5? Because of, okay. Basically, a lot of the teachers will ask students to write either 1 or 3. Okay, is to write either 1 or 3. So far, I got only one student that the teacher asked them to write 5 paragraphs. The rest is either 1 or 3. So no matter it's 1 or 3, it will be in this way. You will start off with pengenalan. Then it will be easy and also penutup. Okay, so by looking at this one, how do we always start off a pengenalan here? Pengenalan is always jelaskan topik, to explain the topic. Then, how do we know what will be the topic here? Example, faktor-faktor golongan muda kurang berminat untuk menceburi bidang pertanian. Have you noticed that for all the points given here, it keep on mentioning something related to bidang pertanian? Okay, people don't want to involve in bidang pertanian. It's because they are chasing for the jobs that give them the highest status. And then bidang pertanian do not get encouraged from parents. Bidang pertanian is only suitable for the senior citizen, and bidang pertanian is require a lot of money to start up and also the land. So everything here is relates to this bidang pertanian, meaning to say for this question, bidang pertanian is a topic. Bidang pertanian is a topic, and then meaning to say we will need to explain the bidang pertanian later on. I will show you how you should apply the technique. Then the easy, normally it will be the givens easy and also the easies that you will need to brainstorm yourself. So it's like this. If it's a givens easy, we call it easy tersurat. But tersirat is your own idea. So easy tersurat, it means the givens point. So everything here, it will be easy tersurat. The first one, second one, the third one, and also the last one. Then you will need to make your essays more lengthy, right? Because you will need to write a minimum of 50. Even though I add up all the words here together, it will not become 50. So you will need to write at 70 plus in order to score for the high mark. So what happened is that you might need to add on your own idea. I should say easy, tersirat. So this will be the given one in the question. Another one is you need to brainstorm yourself and then to combine together. So it will be like some things what I have mentioned, the further explanation. Then it will become the penutup. So when it's come to the penutup, we will always follow only 3 steps and 3 things. And what is this 3 steps here? Watak, cadangan, harapan. Okay. Watak means the character. After that, cadangan is the suggestions, which means a course of actions. What are the actions to be taken? And also harapan. Harapan, it will be the positive impact. Okay. Examples, right? The first techniques that we apply later is to jelaskan topic. Then I will combine the sentences here together. And then when I combine, isi tersurat is like one sentence. One isi tersurat, one sentence. So, pendahuluan, pengenalan, it will be one paragraph. Penutup also, but then isi is either 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4. So, we will need to combine the isi together by using penanda wacana. So after I have mentioned the first one, when I combine, which means I lead to the next one, not to say combine, I will need to use penanda wacana. Okay, then I come to the penutup. So penutup, I have the watak, cadangan, and harapan. So watak, it means a character. So basically like masyarakat, remaja, pihak sekolah, pihak kerajaan, this is your character. Cadangan, it means the course of actions to be taken by the character. Then harapan, it will be the positive impact that arrive due to the action. So over here, harapan is like the kesan positive. I give you an example. Let's say, you see, our question here, it will be like the teenage that got no interest and lack of interest and don't want to be participate as part of the bidang pertanian, isn't it? So the harapan, the kesan positive in the questions, it will then become, okay, hope that the teenage that will participate and also to involve in the bidang pertanian, isn't it? That what they need to do, okay. The watak, you can either say golongan muda, you can say remaja, or even the society. You can say that the society, what they need to do, they will need to throw away the bad assumption or the negative assumption. So, what kind of negative assumptions like this? It mentions that it's only for the senior citizen, okay? And indirectly, it mentions that the farmer, it will not be the job that have the high status. So we will need to throw away the negative assumption so that there will be more and more teenage to participate and involve themselves in bidang pertanian. So this will be the harapan. Watak, cadangan, harapan. Okay. So far up until here, do you have anything you would like to clarify? If don't have, I will apply this technique, then you will see the difference. Okay, let's apply the technique. I will use the blue color pen. I will write in only one paragraph, but then I will use a different color. So you will notice where do I stop for the pengenalan and then where do I start from the penutup. I will use a different color. So if a teacher wants you to write in 3 paragraphs, then you just split the paragraph. Okay, the very first one is to explain the topic. So I know that the topic here is the bidang pertanian, isn't it? So what happens to the bidang pertanian? The current issue, or maybe like what happens the condition? Getting lesser and lesser teenage interest in the bidang pertanian. So kini, it will be like nowadays, golongan muda kurang berminat untuk menceburi bidang pertanian. Okay, let me move a table about. You copy down this first, yeah? Then I explain. Okay. Nah, so kini golongan muda kurang berminat untuk menceburi bidang pertanian. It will be the current conditions and the situations. Okay, this will be the current situations where most of the teenage they are not interested in involving in this agriculture, isn't it? So you explained already. So after the explanations, you can start off with the easy. So if the teachers want you to write 3 paragraphs, then you start the paragraph in another passage, in another liner. So I use pink lah. Okay, so the very first one here, it will be this. Obses untuk mengejar kerjaya yang berstatus tinggi. So, who is the character? Siapakah yang obses untuk mengejar kerjaya yang berstatus tinggi? Golongan muda, isn't it? It's already mentioned here. Am I correct? So, you just write down a sentence. Golongan muda obses untuk mengejar kerjaya yang berstatus tinggi. So this is the easy test, right? So what are the careers that berstatus tinggi? It's mentioned like what? The doctor and also the engineer, isn't it? Seperti doktor dan jurutera. So this is how I make it longer for the sentences here. Okay. Then after that, the next one. The next one, when I combine, what do I need to add on? Penanda wacana. Make sure that whenever you are continuous with the next point, you are linked with the penanda wacana. Very good. Selain itu, you are correct. So over here, we can start off with what? Selain itu. So after the selain itu, kurang mendapat galakan daripada ibu bapa. Siapakah yang kurang mendapat galakan? It's the teenage, isn't it? The golongan muda. So again, this one, golongan muda. Again, kurang mendapat galakan daripada ibu bapa. Then after that, the next one, when we combine penanda wacana again, so other than selain itu, you may continue with seterusnya, not an issue. So we will need to have another penanda wacana seterusnya. Sektor pertanian hanya sesuai untuk golongan warga tua. Okay, so this is assumptions from who? Assumptions from the teenage. So you could say that golongan muda, they have this assumption. Beranggapan bahawa. So beranggapan bahawa, it means that assume that. Sektor pertanian, then you copy those from the question. Hanya sesuai untuk golongan warga tua yang tinggal di kampung. Okay, So we finish off with the pengenalan. The first, second, and the third essays we finish off already. And then the last one. So the last one here, again, a new essay, another essay. Di samping itu kan, then we add the penanda wacana. Di samping itu. Thank you for the penanda wacana. Sektor pertanian memerlukan modal yang besar dan tanah yang luas. So because of this one, it causes the teenage feel like they are not ready and they do not have the ability to start off the business. So over here, sektor pertanian memerlukan modal yang besar dan tanah yang luas. And because of this, it causes the teenage menyebabkan golongan muda tidak mampu untuk menceburi bidang pertanian. So over here, have you noticed that? Okay, after I have discussed the topic, I have discussed that what happens, what would be the situations of the bidang pertanian. Everything here I write down is the easy. And then one easy to write is one sentence. So I combine by using all the penanda wacana here. So this will be the easy part. When you add it, I use black, blue color. You may start off with like in short. Either you say like conclusinya, kesimpulannya, or you may also write down, let's say, tuntasnya, tegasnya. It means in short for you to end the entire passage already. To let your teachers know right now, it will be the ending part. Tuntasnya or tegasnya, it means in short. Okay, and then we say watak, cadangan, harapan, isn't it? So for the watak here, you can either say golongan muda, you can either say masyarakat, whichever also can. So we write down the golongan muda. Okay, what golongan muda need to do? They should throw away all the stereotypes, the negative stereotypes, and the negative assumptions by having that, let's say, it's only suitable for the senior citizen. Okay, and it do not have any a good status or the high status in the society. So they should throw away all this kind of negative stereotype. Harus membuang stigma. So membuang stigma, it means breaking down, to break down. Let's say break down. In order to break it, breaking the stereotype. Stereo. To write away all the negative assumptions terhadap bidang pertanian. Supaya lebih remaja, it means the golongan muda, menceburi dalam bidang pertanian. Nah, so for the penutup, the watak cadangan harapan, look at this one. So the watak cadangan harapan here, it will be, this is the watak. So the cadangan, membuang stigma is the cadangan. Lebih remaja menceburi, this will be the harapan. And how do I combine? You may combine by using watak and cadangan to use kata bantu. And what is kata bantu? Harus, mesti, boleh, perlu. This is kata bantu. And this one, I combine with what? Kata hubung. There will be two. Either the supaya or the agar. Supaya and agar is the same things. So supaya and agar is the same meaning. Supaya and agar is sharing the same meaning. Okay. And then in the end, in the exam, remember not to forget the word count. And then as for the word count, kata majmuk, penanda wacana, counted as one word. Satu patah perkataan. So basically, what is kata majmuk? Kata majmuk, it will be combinations of two words, but it will derive a new meaning. So, example of kata majmuk, I use the purple one up. Let's say over here. Golongan muda, it will be one. Ibu bapa, and then I use the yellow color. So for all the kata majmuk, it will be counted as only one word. And also the penanda wacana. So penanda wacana like what? Like the di samping itu, anything that I highlighted over here. Selain itu is one word, di samping itu, it should also be counted as one word if it's according to the SPM level. The SPM requirements, because in the schema, the state paper schema, all of it, for all the penanda wacana is counted as only one word. Okay? Any questions you'd like to clarify? If you're okay with this one, then I will proceed to the type B, karangan pendek. So this is a type A karangan pendek. Remember, if you got this kind of questions, you will have the pengenalan and also the penutup, and also the penutup to use the watak cadangan harapan. Okay? All right. So let us look at the type B questions. Are you done with it? Let me know in the chat box, yeah? Okay, then we shall move on and continue to the next one here. Okay. So I need you to look at the type B questions. As for the type B questions, I will need you to flip to page 15. 1-5. Okay, page 5, the type B question. Okay, then over here, let us continue with the type B question. Now, so for the type B questions here, what is the difference? Have you noticed one thing, which is this is like a storytelling sessions like that. Now, over here, I just retype it. So basically, everything here is this. Okay, I just retype it out and also to write down the meanings for you only, because I wanted to use this template to start off the essay. Now, over here, if you are getting this type of questions in exam, always remember you must use all the phrase and words given. It means you must use up all the information given here. And then you cannot change the sequence. You must follow the sequence. To follow the sequence cannot be like, okay, teacher, I move this one and then I put it in front here first. No, you must follow the sequence. You must use all the information given and try not to change the imbuhans for the words, okay? Follow sequence, use up all the information, do not change imbuhan. 3 things. Then, what is the meanings of abang nga? Because petani, seorang petani, petani is means farmer. So, nga is actually a short form. Nga is a short form of tengah. It means middle. So, nga is like the middle child. Anak nga is like the middle child. Abang nga is like the, not the first one, but the second one. Okay, so abang nga is like the second one, the second brother. Then, if it's the eldest, because this one is the kata nama am. Abang nga is kata nama am. This is not kata nama khas. Because nga is a short form of tengah. And tengah is not a name. Okay, that's why abang nga is not a kata nama khas. It's just a kata nama am. That's why it will be the small letter. Then, over here, if it's the eldest, we will mention it as the long because it's a short form of sulung. But you will not say L-U-N-G long lah. Sulung, it means like the eldest. So, abang long, kak long, it means the eldest. Then, over here, now you see, I just copy and paste the whole thing only. How do we start whenever it's a storytelling to make it as a story lah, to follow the sequence? Abang nga sudah lama menamatkan pengajian di universiti, gagal mendapatkan pekerjaan yang cocok dengan kelulusannya. What does this mean? Okay, abang nga already finished the study in university long time ago. Failed to secure a job, failed to find a suitable jobs that qualified, that match with the qualification. Kelulusan, it means that what abang nga have graduated from. So let's say, if you are graduated from doctor, of course you will not become a lawyer. So he actually is looking for a job that's suitable for the qualification. Okay, you may do it in this way. I retype is for you to not like become more neatly lah. The reasons why I retype is so that you will not be that confused. But then you may do it in this way. You want to copy down the whole thing, doesn't matter, also can. But if you don't want, you can do it in this way. Like this. Like this. Like this. Then what are the words you add in? Okay, up to you. So over here, why I retype? So that you know how I do this type B question. I will use a black pen. So let's say I start off with abang nga. Then since this will be the first word, I will change it to become a capital letter. So, abang nga sudah lama menamatkan pengajian. It means finish study, but still fail to get a job. So, but still, in Malay, but is tetapi. So, how I combine? Abang nga sudah lama menamatkan pengajian di university, tetapi dia masih gagal mendapatkan pekerjaan yang cocok dengan kelulusannya. Then I will put a full stop here. Okay, so make sure that in between of every dash, you will have the tanda baca or maybe words added in. Okay, you will need to have the words added in. So, membuat keputusan mengusahakan tanah pusaka peninggalan Awan Datuk. Siapakah yang membuat keputusan? So, who made the decision? Who is the character here? Abang nga. So, of course, it's abang nga that made the decisions. Okay. So, over here, which is abang nga has made the decisions already. Oleh itu, dia membuat keputusan. Membuat keputusan buat apa? Untuk mengusahakan. It means to manage the ancestral land that's from the late grandfather. Mengusahakan tanah pusaka peninggalan awal datuk. Okay, full stop. Ayah dan ibu memberikan galakan. So, the father and the mother, the parents, give encouragements to who? To Abang Long. I will make it as the capital letter because it will be the first word. Ayah dan ibu memberikan galakan kepada Abang Ah menanam pelbagai jenis sayur di atas tanah itu. Sayur-sayurannya hidup subur. Siapakah yang menanam? Abang Ah. Abang Ah menanam pelbagai jenis sayur di atas tanah itu. Then example, to put example, seperti. So you can just put inside example of the veggie. What do we have? Kangkong, bayam, sawi also can. Seperti kangkong dan bayam. Sayur-sayurannya hidup subur. Menjual sayur-sayurannya kepada peraih. Okay. Because of Abang Ah is putting in effort, isn't it? That's why all the plants here, all the vegetable here is able to grow well. Dengan usaha. Usaha it means effort. Abang Ah. Sayur-sayurannya hidup subur. Then in the end, what happened is that in the end, this is a story. So ending of the story is Abang Ah sell off all the vegetable. Akhirnya, dia menjual sayur-sayurannya kepada peraih dan memperoleh, it means obtain, pendapatan yang lumayan. Lumayan, it means like very great income. Dengan berasa sangat gembira. So for all the black colors wording is the words that I added in to combine the phrase by phrase, sentence by sentence, okay? So when I combine everything, I just make it as a paragraph. So this is how you should do whenever you are doing the type B question. So the type B questions is very simple. You may just need to add in words, the linkage words to combine the sentences together. But the thing is, you cannot change the sequence. You must use up all the information and please do not change the emohan. You just follow exactly whatever is given to you. Okay? You just follow exactly whatever is given to you. Then, in the end, you will need to do the word count, of course. Okay. Any questions for your karangan pendek type A and type B? Because for karangan pendek, we are done with it. For the type A and type B, anything you want to clarify for this too? If nothing, then we will look into another focus of the days, which is the novel answering technique. No issue. Then let's move on. Okay, if we move on to the novel answering technique, let me use one question. Okay, you flip to page 42, muka surat 42. So right now you look at page 42. Okay, very good. So page 42 here. Now, for the novel, right, from one the destinasi impian, for the novel, we will do it next week. So all my online or the physical class students will do the novel next week. Then, today I will be telling you on the answering techniques of novel. So first of all, for the novel here, jawapan Anda hendaklah berdasarkan satu daripada novel yang telah Anda kaji di tingkatan 1. Okay, because novel is like this, they will split into 4 different zones. That's the reason the novels you are reading for the school located in Selangor and KL, it will be different with the school located in Johor and in Penang. That's why there will be like 4 different novels. So, for all the KL and Selangor school is destinasi impian. Then, what is the technique and also what is the phrases, statements that you must need to write it whenever you are answering for the novel questions are over here. The very first thing you must include is the title. Is the title of the books. Okay, judul is means the title, the name of the books, and also the name of the author. And then the last step is to copy again the question to start off your answer. How? First of all, this is the name of the books and this is the name of the author. Okay, so this is the first one and this is the second one up. Then over here, it mentions, it gives you the questions like, okay, they tell you the latar. So latar ialah keterangan tentang waktu, ruang dan suasana terjadinya sesuatu peristiwa dalam karya. So they're explaining to you what is latar. So they have the latar tempat, latar masa, latar masyarakat. Okay, then right now, it's mentioned, latar masyarakat merupakan gambar. They ask you for the latar masyarakat. Gambaran masyarakat yang hendak diceritakan oleh pengarang. Pengarang it means the author, the penulis dalam sebuah novel. Berdasarkan novel di atas, huraikan 3 latar masyarakat yang terdapat dalam novel tersebut. So when you answer that times, you must need to include the name of the novel and also the author name. Then, first of all, you will answer in this way. Berdasarkan novel yang telah saya kaji, yaitu, then you write down the novel name, Destinasi Impian. And then kaya, write down the author name. The author name here is what? Muhammad Ismail Sabrini. No matter you are from which state, the answering technique will be the same. Just the contents might be different, but the answering techniques will be the same. Okay, then we finish off the first step already. This is the title. And then we finish off the second step already, the author name. The third step is where we will need to salin soalans because we will need to include whatever it's asking. So, 3 latar masyarakat yang terdapat dalam novel tersebut termasuklah, it means include. Then you write down the first contoh peristiwa, okay, which is the answer. Selain itu, 3 latar masyarakat yang terdapat dalam, you write down the latar masyarakat and then to provide the contoh. Contohnya. Then the peristiwa. So over here, you will need to write down the latar masyarakat And this one is the contour peristiwa. And in total, you will need 3. So the next one, penanda wacana. Selain itu, latar masyarakat, how many in total? You will need to repeat 3. Contoh peristiwa. Oh, this is page 42, my dear. Sorry, This is page 42, Okay. What is contoh peristiwa? I give you some example because you were a bit blur. I haven't teach novel, I will teach it in the next class. So contoh peristiwa is that, let's say, they say about latar masyarakat. Okay, if you mention about masyarakat tentang individu yang rajin. Okay, so if you mention about, okay, someone, or maybe like masyarakat tentang individu yang gigih. So gigih is like very determined and also very hardworking. So how do we know that this society, and how do we know that this story, this project about a society that are very determined and also very hardworking? Then you will need to provide what happens in the story. What happens and which parts that show you this will be a very determined or very hardworking society. So this is contoh peristiwa. So next week, when we go through the novella, it is not just about the jalan cerita, which is not just about the story. So each story, what happens in the story is your contoh peristiwa. Because peristiwa, it means like the incidents like that. Okay, like the incidents or what happens like that. So you will need to provide an example. Okay, so that one would be the contoh peristiwa. Then after that, seterusnya, again, it will be the latar masyarakat. Then one more contoh peristiwa. Because in total, how many there were? There were 3 in total. Okay, so basically, this will be the first one, this will be the second one, and this will be the third one. So this is a template of answering your novel question. Okay, the template of answering your novel question. Questions? Anything you would like to clarify, or you are below with it? Okay. And then, how many paragraphs you will need to write for the novel depends on teacher. Because some of the teachers want you to write everything in a paragraph like this. Another teachers, they will ask you to split the paragraph depends on the contoh peristiwa. So meaning to say they ask you for 3 latar masyarakat, so you might need to write 3 paragraphs. So the first paragraph, you will stop it over here. Then the second paragraph. Then the third paragraph. But it depends on school teacher, whether they want you to split one contoh peristiwa, one paragraph, or everything in a paragraph only. So this one, it depends on school teacher, but actually whichever lah is also accepted. Your teachers might want you to split according to the contoh peristiwa. It's just like it might be easiest for your teachers to mark, and also it might be more neatly. That's it. Okay, you can write everything in a paragraph, but if they want you to split, then you will need to follow their requirement. Okay, all right. Then the last one here, it will be the ringkasan. Anything you want to clarify regarding the novel? No, if you don't have them, we look at the ringkasans. Because ringkasans, it will be some things for me to, I would like to highlight and also to go through in details for some format, so that you will not make any careless mistake. Because ringkasan is like 15 mark. So for the 15 mark, actually you can get full one, because I got students really get 15 out of 15. But I also understand that there might be some teachers that don't want to give full mark. So the highest they might give it to students, it might just be like 13. Okay, because the bahasa, the highest they just wanted to give students about 3 marks. But there is a possibility that you might get 15 out of 15 for ringkasan. Okay, but no matter how, at least 13, yeah. So we look at the ringkasan. Okay, so here is the ringkasan's question. But before I start, okay, I just write over here. Let me open up. I don't know, one page. Okay, you may write anywhere here. Okay, anywhere as long as it's empty. So let's see. For this one, for ringkasan's right. Ringkasan, it means like summary. So I believe you are not ringkasan. I believe you are familiar with the ringkasans already, because school teachers for sure started for the ringkasan as your exam. The first exam, the midterm exam in May, no matter you are getting one paper or two paper, for sure ringkasans will be coming up. So ringkasan is the 15 mark questions. It's just about the summary. So for ringkasans, always remember it will just be easy. Okay, that will just need to write down the point, and also no contoh, no uraian is needed. So you do not need to include any example and any explanation, just the point. Teacher, point for what? Isi untuk apa? This is your question. This is the page 43. Okay, so this is the page 43. So in your page 43, I take this as example. Baca petikan di bawah dengan teliti. Berdasarkan petikan tersebut, tulis sebuah ringkasan tentang apa? Tentang kepentingan sektor ekonomi terhadap masyarakat dan negara. So I know that the below passage is about sector economy. So this will be the topic. And I also know that kepentingan is the keywords I need to find out. Kata kunci. So kata kunci meaning to say like they are discussing about what point? They are discussing about kepentingan. So right now, what I have mentioned in the only isi here, it's regarding the kepentingan. So I know that, okay, right now my ringkasan, I need to find out ringkasan, meaning to say I need to get the points for ringkasan. It's kepentingan, okay? So it's kepentingan only. Do I need any example to support my point? No need. Do I need to further explain my point so that the teachers can have a more detailed idea? No need. You do not need explanation, do not need example. Okay, it's already mentioned, yeah? Then, since only easy, how many paragraph? It's only one paragraph. Satu perenggan sahaja. Why only one paragraph? Because you do not need opening, pendahuluan or pengenalan. And you also do not need penutup. No opening, no closing, just point enough. The 15 marks here, it was split into 10 and 5. So the 10 and 5, it indicates how many points you will need to write. The 5 point is the bahasa, and the 10 marks is easy. And normally, one easy, it will be 2 marks. So if it's according to this calculation, it will be how many easy needed? 5, isn't it? 5 times 2 is 10. But then, a minimum by right, it should be 5. If it's according to this calculation. But there will be some teachers ask the students to write at least 6. If your teachers want you to write extra, then you must follow their requirement as this is compulsory. Minimum, it must be 5 easy, but it can go up to 6 easy based on teacher's requirement. Okay? It depends on whether your teacher asks you to do so or not. Bergantung pada guru sekolah. So if a teacher asks you to do, then yes. Okay. Then no matter it's 5 or 6 point, okay, no matter how many easy you are writing, always remember one thing is that easy, it will be one sentence. But teacher, we got only one paragraph. If one easy, one sentence, meaning to say I will have like 5 to 6 sentences already. How am I supposed to combine? Penanda Wacana again. So the Penanda Wacana again. What are the Penanda Wacana? The one that I mentioned to you. Did I mention that? Let me think. Oh, that one will be the previous class. So the Penanda Wacana here. Okay, let's remember. Tujuh. Tujuh bapak saya ditandas. What is means by tujuh bapak saya ditandas? Okay. I need you to remember this phrase in order to remember the Penanda Wacana. So we have the BSDT. So the BSDT here, what are we referring? It's actually the B, it will be bukan itu sahaja. And then the S, we got three. So which three? Selain itu, seterusnya, selanjutnya. Selain itu, seterusnya, selanjutnya. Di samping itu, tambahan pula, tambahan lagi. Okay, so this will be the Penanda Wacana. So, for this two, I need you to take notes a bit. It's because some of the school teacher, they let students to use tambahan pula but no tambahan lagi. Some of them is tambahan lagi but no tambahan pula. So for this two, I need you to be extra careful. If your teachers got mentions cannot use, then you follow them, don't use. Because upper form got no this issue, but it's like the lower form, especially form one, just form one. So if your teachers don't allow you to write this one, then please don't use this. But no matter how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's more than enough for you. Okay, but I just let you know, actually there is 7 in total. And this is very useful because you can use it in your essay writing. And also, when you go to form 4, form 5, you will have a questions called rumusan. You will need this Penanda Wacana as well. So you just remember, tujuh bapak saya ditandas. Okay? Alright. And then, the presentations of your... the presentations of your ringkasan, it will then become... A moment, where's my notes here? Okay, this part. So here the presentations of the ringkasan's writing. Now, since this is the presentations of the ringkasan's writing, first of all, for this tajuk, where do you get the tajuk from? Question. The questions is given. Okay, I just move it down. So remember here, kepentingan sektor ekonomi terhadap masyarakat dan negara. So this is the tajuk. You just copy and paste the whole thing. Copy and paste the whole thing. So it will start off with kepentingan sektor ekonomi terhadap masyarakat dan negara. Then you write termasuklah. Termasuklah, it means include. Then you will start off with the isi already. Isi 1, 2, 3, 4. But have you noticed one thing is for all the isi, right? I combine with what? I combine my sentences with Penanda Wacana. So when I combine my sentences with Penanda Wacana, there is another thing that I would like you to take note is that for all the sentences, can you start off with kata kerja? Tak boleh. You cannot start off a sentence with kata kerja. So whenever you couldn't start off a sentence with kata kerja, what does this mean? It means that you will need to have a character or the topic. Then only your isi with kata kerja. So this is how you should control a sentence because watak and topic, it will forever be the frasa nama. So this is your ringkasan writing. And just to double check, any of your school teachers want you to end your ringkasan with akhir sekali? Any? Because I got some feedback. Akhir sekali, it's like the last step. So whenever you are writing the essays, like you have like langkah pertama, langkah kedua, step 1 and step 2. So the last step, it will be like akhir sekali. But for ringkasans, you will just need to write down the point. But if you just write down the points, do we need to have like the last step, teacher? This is what you need to do if your school teacher asks you to write down the last step, or else no need to write down the last step. Now, if your school teacher say you must end it with akhir sekali means what? Means that this one, you need to end with akhir sekali. For all the ringkasan, the last point, you will only need to do this and also to include akhir sekali when the teacher asks to, because not all the teacher accept akhir sekali. If a teacher never mentions and never asks you to end it with the akhir sekali, please don't do so. Okay, please don't do so. You just like any of the penanda wacana will do. Okay, clear enough. Then after you have finished up, how many words you will need to write? In the questions, it's already mentioned, tidak melebihi 100 patah perkataan. So you cannot write more than 100 lah. The same thing, the same theory apply. Any additional 5 words, your teachers will deduct 1 mark. So please stick within 100 and the teachers will just stop at the 100 words. After finish everything, since there is a maximum capacities of the words limit, so you will need to do the word count. The word count is definitely needed for this. Okay, so far for your ringkasan, any questions that you would like to clarify? Anything you would like to ask? Don't have, okay, if don't have, now we look at this passage together, we get the points together. Kepentingan sektor ekonomi terhadap masyarakat dan negara. So it's about the impacts of the economy, first of all. Now, over here, not to say that you will not have any points. You also need to go through on the pendahuluan, but just that for this question, the pendahuluan's got no point. So the entire pendahuluan here is just like an introduction by telling you that, sektor pertanian, they play a very important role in increasing, meningkatkan ekonomi negara. And also, what are the steps taken by the government in terms to mempercepat daya saing, the ability to compete? Then over here, they never mentions about kepentingan. So they just mentions that the governments have actually carried out a variety of the policy towards the sector pertanian. That's it. But then, let me see. I need you to change a bit on the questions because I believe the teacher write wrong already. It's not sector economy. Okay. No, it should be sector economy, but just to let you know, the sector economy here, it will be sector pertanian. Why? Because economy, it means like the economy of a country, making money. So over here, what is the sector that happens to making money? Which is the sector pertanian. The sector pertanian, I explained to you just now, isn't it? The agriculture. So the sector economy they're mentioning here is referring to this sector pertanian, the agriculture that help to make money. Okay, that help to make money. Okay, so what are the importance of this sector economy, which is the importance of this sector pertanian? So melalui sektor pertanian, yang jarang mendapat perhatian masyarakat, actually it's help to sektor ini membuka peluang pekerjaan yang luas. So this will be the first point. Sektor pertanian juga menjanjikan pulangan yang lumayan kepada pihak yang mengusahakan secara bersungguh-sungguh. This one remove for the comma. Okay, so the first benefit is it will provide the work job opportunity. Then the second benefit is it will promise a very good return. Walaupun pada masa ini sektor perindustrian lebih banyak diberi perhatian, Kepentingan sektor pertanian tidak boleh dipinggirkan, it means neglected, agar dapat menghadapi masalah krisis makanan. This is just explanation, uraian. So, no isi. Sektor pertanian juga dapat mengurangkan import negara dalam barangan pertanian. So, it's able to help to reduce the import item. And most of them, bahan yang diimport oleh negara kita adalah seperti barangan keperluan asas. Then they give you the example. So, this is contoh. And we do not need contoh. We do not need example. Kesannya dapat mengelakkan pengaliran wang keluar negara. So we will be able to reduce the money outflow to other country. Di samping itu, sektor pertanian membolehkan negara berdikari apabila berlaku kecemasan. So it led us to become more independent because if there's anything happens, we also will produce the food ourselves. We do not rely to other country. Seperti peperangan atau musim kemarau. This is contoh. So during the war time. Negara yang mengusahakan sektor pertanian tidak akan tertekan. Tidak akan tertekan, it means like no stress. But this will be huraian. Sektor pertanian dijadikan sebagai produk pelancongan yang untuk menarik kedatangan para pelancong. Okay, melalui penganjuran pameran. This is the contoh. We do not need contoh. Okay. And then everything here, the rest it will be the further explanation. Why is it a further explanation? Because it's mentioned. Kehadiran para pelancong ke pameran ini pasti akan menambahkan. There will be more people come and visit. Pendapatan petani atau pengusaha pertanian. So it will increase the income of the petani, the farmer, and also pengusaha pertanian. So it will be the same as what? Menjanjikan pulangan yang lumayan. It will promise them to give them like a very great return. So for all the huraian, no need already. So the rest is just the explanation. So you see, we got 5 points here, isn't it? And then this is a very good example. Why? Have you looked at the first one? The first one is mentions like to get you the job opportunity. After the job opportunity, it means like it will promise you the return, money, then it will reduce the import, then it will avoid the money outflow. After that, it will become like let our country to become more independent. And this is number 6. Number 6 will be like sektor pertanian will become the pelancongan, product pelancongan to attract more people to come over to Malaysia. Then the first point, membuka peluang pekerjaan yang luas. So if I use the template just now, okay. If I use this template, so the tajuk is kepentingan. Kepentingan sektor ekonomi terhadap masyarakat dan negara. I put everything in. Termasuklah membuka peluang pekerjaan yang luas. This is the first point. But the second point, seterusnya, can I continue with menjanjikan pulangan yang lumayan kepada pihak yang mengusahakannya? Cannot. Why, teacher? The first one I can direct copy, but the second one, both of it is kata kerja mah. But my first one, the sentence start off with a tajuk. Okay, my sentence start off with tajuk already, so this kata nama. But my isi dua, after penanda wacana, cannot direct puts a verb, cannot direct puts kata kerja. So, after penanda wacana, what do I need to do? Seterusnya, sektor pertanian juga menjanjikan everything here because I will need to start off my sentence with topic or watak, cannot start off with a kata kerja. That's why this one will be the topic. This is what I mean that cannot start off a sentence with kata kerja because a lot of students, they don't know. And these are very good questions because it shows you both. The first sentence you can direct copy and paste membuka in is because this sentence start off with a tajuk already. But the second sentence is different. The second sentence start off with a penanda wacana. That's why you will need to have a have a topic or the watak. You cannot start off a sentence with kata kerja. That's it. Okay. So you just need to put all the informations in number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay. So it's very similar with what we did in the previous class, because the last class we also do the ringkasan. Okay. All right. Then for your nota, right? Actually, the whole set, there is 2 model paper. So for this 2 model paper, the answer, a full answer is given here. So you can scan the QR code and then to get the full answer, so that when you do the revisions, you can refer to the answer. Then this will be the notes for the novel. So no matters you are which zone or the novel is given to you, or the nota for the novel. Okay, then our seminar is almost end. If you got anything you would like to clarify, then ask me in the chat box. I will answer your question. And all the best in your first exam. Do not be panicked. Okay. If you got anything you would like to clarify, then you just ask me in the chat box. I will see you when I see you. So I will end the seminar here today, and good luck, everybody. Bye bye.